What if Deku made Shimmer Part 4, The Experiments? As the invisible girl from my hero, Toro, starts to wake up. Where am I? As she looks around, as her hands, legs, and she has, clothes on, of course. As she looks around and sees she's strapped down to a chair. As, she's just hearing noises and all that, as it's in, there are pipes around, water flowing, dripping, and all that. Where am I? As a door opens, as Deku enters. Well, Toro Hatsume, is that right? No, I'm probably getting your name wrong. Anyway, doesn't matter who you are. You're going to be arachnid from now on. Anyway, after I'm done. What are you talking about? As she looks at, Deku, as she's shocked about the burns. You see, my friend brought you here, and a villain. So, did you turn me into the heroes? And why am I tied to this chair? You don't get it, do you? As he walks over to, a window. You're gonna be an experiment, like him. As he presses a button, as the lights turn on in the room, as we see a werewolf person with a circular vial attached to his back, as it's filled with orange liquid. What is that? Oh, he was just injected with more of the fire, shimmer I've been trying to perfect. It increases strength, and it gives a fire aspect to the person that's injected with. Although, I had to modify it straight for him, the villain that my friend brought in. As she's terrified. Why did you do that to him? Simply, I want my revenge and you can help me. Now, this could go one of two ways. You agree to the experiments, and you can go on, and I may end up leaving your consciousness left to thrive. And if you refuse, you'll be more like him. As he then starts pulling on the chains and tries to get to the window. Calm down! As he yells. As he calms down a bit before still trying to shake his chains. So, what is your answer? 'Cause listen, I'll tell you here and now, the heroes aren't coming to save you. In fact, I doubt they're going to miss someone with an invisible quirk in this society. Guarantee, since you have invisible quirk, I can see the headlines now. They could say that there was just one less student in the class, got expelled, blah blah blah. In fact, let's check the news right now. As he grabs his remote and turns on the TV in the room. As it shows, the corrupted audio that's been tampered with by, Deku. Repeat, apparently that all students were safely accounted for, and the villains were defeated swiftly by All Might and all that. As she's shocked. Yes, it seems like they already forgot about you. Very, very usual for this society. Throwing those that are unjust, unserving. Isn't that right? I'm just gonna call you Z. Because I can never remember your name, werewolf guy. As he looks at him with fire in his eyes. Calm down now. After all, you want revenge on the LOV, right? They're the reason you're like this, remember? As he starts to shake on his chains. Yes, remember all those Nomus and all that. As this is manipulation that he has filled the villain's mind with. As he rages up, but I'm going to need you to calm down. As some, purple shimmer gets injected into one of his arms, causing, counteracting the other shimmer, causing him to calm down. Good. And now for your answer. Now, depending on how this goes, I could just let you go with a few modifications. Or you become similar to him. But what's your answer? As she doesn't know how to respond to this. Don't worry, you'll still have your quirk, but there'll be modifications. What do you mean, modifications? Well, as he gets up and walks over and turns on the light, revealing a desk and revealing papers on the wall. I was already doing research on an experimental thing, but I was looking for a subject of interest. And the thing is, it involves an invisibility power. Unfortunately, invisibility tech is too hard to come by. Stupid Island, keeping all their high tech to themselves. But with your quirk, I could make this thing work without the invisibility. So just tell me what your answer will be, and I'll even let you think it over. And to sweeten the deal, as Zeke enters the room and just unties her, my friend saved you from those villains. As she looks back at, well, Zeke, as he nods, we brought you here just to really ask you that. And all about that stuff about experimentation, all that is, well, I was bluffing. Although I wasn't bluffing about the werewolf guy. The villains captured him as well and, well, turned him into this thing. I was just, well, going with the words just to tell you what's been going on. Also, I need to just wanted to have some fun. It gets lonely down here after all. As she gets up out of the chair, where are we? We're pretty much under the city above us. It's a safe place for us to hide. As, well, he sits down. After all, heroes don't particularly like any of us down here. As a few guys enter the building. Hey, boss! Oh, great. Them again. Zeke, you mind going to discuss with them? I don't want to have to deal with them right now. As he simply nods, sure thing, sir. As he's left in the room with the invisible girl. So, how is it, you think? I could give you modifications, make you stronger than you ever were. You would have a type of arachnic power, and all that, since my experiments. Or modifications, really. Why do you put it like experiments? Well, in a way, it's like, for me, since I'm a scientist, a project is like an experiment for me. It's just how my mentor taught me. That's how it is, you see? And don't think they're gonna accept you back into UA, because they've already just done the work to saying you were never part of it. It's really sad to see it happen to such a promising student. As she's still hesitant. So you can make me stronger? 100%, ma'am. I could make you 10 times stronger than you were now. I don't even need Shimmer, which what keeps him under control during his outburst thanks to the experiments the LOV did onto him. He's just spreading more lies. Very well. As he smiles underneath his cloth. Good. But I do want to, well, talk to my family. Unfortunately, that's the problem. Where you are right now, we can't leave. What do you mean? One, take a look around. As she looks around, we're underground in a completely desolate area. It would take you a week to get out of here. During normal means, anyway. What do you mean? well, under here, there's a lot of villain stuff going on. And to sneak you out of here would pretty much take a while due to certain circumstances. The LOV's been, well, not so friendly. They've been attacking my recent shipments of Shimmer in the last few hours. So what is this Shimmer? It's a medicine I've been distributing around to people, healing them and making them stronger. As he's actually telling the truth about that. So you can make me stronger, and you can get me out here within a week. Yes, and the modifications will be done by that time. Very well. Good. Now, I'm going to need you to cover cloths all around your head to toe. For the reason is I need to work on the exoskeleton. Why do you need that? Well, I need to measure the height and knowing how, well, big I'm going to need to make the armor, you see. Come look at the schematics. As she comes over and starts looking at the schematics of the, armor he's really planning. This will be, it's a type of sentient armor that will attach it to your skin once finished. But it will turn invisible like you. And don't worry, the helmet opens up. And it will also turn into a small little device on your, think like a bracelet. So you don't have to worry about having it on all the time. Very well. Now, I will get started on the modifications of the device. Why don't you go talk with Veek? As she goes to go leave the room, as she sees Veek talking with several other, villains or thugs, really like that. What is it this time? The LV is going after, our supplies and all that. Did they get any of the Shimmer? No, we did as you ordered. If they attacked, we destroyed every vial. Good. As he pulls out a few vials of Shimmer, your reward. As he hands the villains it, as they thank him, thank you, as they walk off. So you're Veek, right? As she does not remember him at all, because she barely even saw him in the USJ, so she doesn't remember him as being there. Yes, I'm the one that freed you from the villains. The doctor had you tied up just in case you decided to strike at us, you see. I figured that was the case. Did they really just turn one of their own into that thing I saw in the room? Yes. The doctor was rambling out like he was a villain at the beginning of it, wasn't he? Yeah, he kind of seemed like that. Well, you see, he has some, I'd say, emotional problems. These problems makes another side of him pop out seeming villainous, but he doesn't mean harm. It's just because of an incident that happened a while back, where he got that burn, as you saw on his face. Causing him to have a disformed personality. Oh. But he's a good person. We'll get you home within a week. But why can't you get me home as soon as possible, as I'm wondering? Because this place is a hiding spot, and villains constantly patrol down here in the Undercity. And we cannot get word that you are here out, or the LOV will find you and most likely come after you. They control a lot of the Undercity, but they don't control everything. I see. Are they really that frightening down here? Not really the LV in general, but their real leader is. Real leader? Like who? That I'm not allowed to tell you, due to strict circumstances down here, you see. Oh. But don't worry. We'll get you out here as soon as possible. Now go take a rest. As she goes to sleep where, well, Vec told her to, as the doctor walks in. Does she suspect anything? Not a thing, sir. Good. I'll have to tamper with her brain a bit. You cannot just open her brain up and do that. No, you idiot. I'll have to use this, as he pulls out a vial. It will erase a few memories of my choice. It's modified to do so. I'll make it seem like the part of me saying all that stuff at the beginning was just a hoax. As you've told her. Of course. I'm glad we discussed about this. Yes. And what do you plan to do when the armor's finished? Well, the armor will perfectly attach to her body, being a permanent part of her, well, abilities once it's added on. She'll be unable to be taking it off at all. It's made to permanently stick, but I did not lie about it turning into a bracelet when it's not in use. She just can never take it off. You didn't tell her about that? Of course not. After all, we need someone to combat the LOV and the heroes. So we'll change some events in her mind, as we've already have. Smart as always. Do we need any more experiments for you? I could use some thugs for those, but for the meantime, I need to work on the armor. After all, because of my stuff that's been denied by the scientists on Island, I've got to work with scrap and useless equipment. So, it's luckily I had already started on the building process ahead of time, or else I wouldn't get it done. Is that why you also said a week? Yes, because that'll be the exact time I finish the armor. I see. Now just keep her, well, here, and doesn't let her expect a thing. As he walks over to her, as he pulls back the syringe, don't worry, you won't even feel this. As he injects it into her neck, causing the green liquid to go to her brain and changing events, memories, altering it. To see him in a better light and all that. Good. I'm guessing you did the same thing with, well, Z over there. As we just hear chains hitting on walls. Yes. I have put images of that doctor. That stupid evil scientist using corpses. Live experiments are more fruitful for labor than corpses. They do no use to you. He now has a pure hatred of the LOV. All for one, and that doctor, and he's looking for the day he can rip him to shreds. How do you know he won't regain any of their memories? You think I wouldn't have injected him unless I didn't know it was a permanent fix? Fair point. What will happen to him after he served his usefulness? I could always keep him around for other things. After all, I will just need to make a big batch to refill his energy. You do have a lot of Shimmer attached to his back. Of course. Unfortunately, during the mishap of the experimentation, I had to add a whole bunch of Shimmer to keep his vitals alive. So you're saying that orange Shimmer keeps him alive? Pretty much for the most part. It's like a lifeline. Of course, he's calm when I switches out the Shimmer, but I don't want to change it out when he's in a rage mood. Last time I did that, it was a close call and nearly lost my arm. Is that why I saw you, come out of that room a few hours ago with a bloody arm? Yes. While I was experimenting, he fell into a rage moment and got a good cut on my arm. But don't worry, I've already healed it using some medicine. Anyway, it's gonna take me some time to do some more of my things. Just make sure the LV doesn't get involved. If they find this place, you're my only source of protection here at the moment. Z will protect me to a certain degree, but his rage will cause him to be a little bit more untamed. He'll follow orders, but he's not the best with tactics, as you can tell. He's more beast-like. So until we get Arachnid done, I need you to make sure the LV doesn't find me. You can trust me, sir. After all, as he takes off his cloak that he's been wearing, revealing a robotic arm, you're the one that gave me this arm. As we see there are Shimmer vials in the arm. Of course. Now do your job. I must go continue my research. As he walks away. Very well, sir. As that's the end of part 4 of What If Deku Made Shimmer the Experiments. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe.